Hello everybody, how are you today? Wow, now I see some life. I've been in this room for 2 hours, it's so quiet, and I'm a little bit worried. So come on, Red Room, are you ready? Come on, are you ready? Okay, good. Okay, I'm a little bit nervous because the benchmark has been set so high. And please give another round of applause to all the speakers before me. It was wonderful. And I'm sure those that are after me will be good as well. So for today, I'll do one more sanity check. Who watched the World Cup? Where's Chow Yong? Oh, I see hands, I see. Did you watch the 3 a.m. match today? Spain versus Belgium.
Yes.
And I watched it. Okay, I want to use this as another example of resilience. In a 90 minutes match, you can imagine how the players are tormented with extreme heat in US now, and your dynamics and your stamina has to be rushed with 100 over 1,000 of spectators watching you to make the goal. But Spain made it. Within the last 5 minutes, they scored a goal. Likewise, Argentina versus Egypt. Classic. They lost for the first half, but they overcome all odds and win again. Before I continue yapping on World Cup, I think you all are still awake, eh? I will tell a little story about myself. That's about a decade ago. I started off having a little bit of prime in my career. I gotten a global role. I have reportings from Germany, US, and Asia, including the Southeast Asia. It sounds good, right? But one fine day, my boss came to me, John, we're crossing over to another BU. I was like, gosh, things are rising so rosy and you're crossing to another BU. But she invited me, do you want to join me? Of course, I said, why not? I went for interview, everything was set up. I'm ready to go, the offer was in, and boom, my chairman said, clamp down. No transition from another BU to another BU for this company. Of course, it's a personal choice that I made. So I decided not to burn bridges. I stay with the BU, and trust me, that's the worst decision of my life. So I have to embrace a big change, which is a new boss. Do you all know that 50% of the people resign from their company is because of the boss and not work? This doesn't come from me, it comes from the statistics. And mind you, this actually happens to me. So I tell a little bit of story. This boss came on board, so he did a 15 minutes presentation about himself, talking about how he has outstation in the country and he's back here to lead us. Just imagine, after the 15 minutes, I also have overseas colleagues sitting at one corner. I will not mention which country they are from. But this boss of mine just walked over to me after the speech. Hey, you must be John. I said, yes, hi. Nice to meet you, boss. I will not mention him, PDPA. So he says, hey, let me tell you, don't trust people from this country. I came back outstation there for 3 years, they are not trustable. I was like, what the? My boss on the first day, without even telling me about anything, starts telling me not to trust anyone. I think I had a problem working with somebody like that in his attitude. And indeed, it's true. So for the couple of months, I got tormented, and we had so much of conflicts. Every day I was quarreling with him in his room, shouting across the hallway. Anyway, our office is not that big, people can hear us, and to some extent, health take a toll. So I have actually developed some thyroid glands, you know, right? Some of these active glands, when you're frustrated every day, it's just swell. It went so bad until I have to ask my wife. By the way, she's here, my beloved wife and my daughter behind. Okay. Please give a round of applause. Thank you for coming to support me. I asked her a very desperate question. Can I resign without a job? Don't laugh. When you're forced into a corner, that happens to us. We take desperate measures. So we make that decision, although we have savings, but we are still young. I'm not that young either. But it's just that we can't go without a job. But I'm very blessed. I was given an opportunity to be coached by a very renowned coach. So he taught me some of the framework, which I'm going to share with you in the next couple of minutes. And I use the acronym of the word ART, A-R-T, because it's easy, not the COVID tester kit that you use in 2021, yeah? This art is my acronym, and I use it to share with you all some of the structured framework I have. So what is A? Thank you very much. I've got 5 minutes of airtime. A stands for articulation. So my coach taught me, your choice of word is a very powerful tool. And mind you guys, how you speak, how you write can actually change everything. So I took this advice. I give an example of some of these negative traits of a challenging boss. I don't want to say the word toxic, very negative, challenging boss. So one of it is that they often shift their goalposts. You know, World Cup, you can't shift the post, right? But human being, we can. So human beings are very complex. So they change every day. Today they tell you, hey John, I need this by tomorrow. Tomorrow suddenly you say, oh no, I need other things. And I need it yesterday. So how you counter that? By using your choice of word. Simply writing him an email to tell him that, hey boss, whatever you have given me, the specification has changed. The initial timeline on Thursday doesn't work for me anymore. In order to produce a quality report, I use the word quality report. Can I come back to you next Tuesday? And it works. He said, okay. And I was amazed, At one instance, I thought I saw an angel, a devil becoming an angel. So it works. That's one example. The other example of such bosses, right? They are often micromanaging. Doesn't sound new, right? So they hound you, and for nights I've been meeting him over midnight. Sometimes he tell me, I didn't set an appointment. Can I wait until 2 a.m. for the US colleague to be after lunch? I think that must be crazy. So how to manage that? We have a lot of tools we have now on the ground. So Microsoft Teams, we have project trackers. So set live trackers. That will ease his mind, and it works for me. So he doesn't have to actually stay overnight on a daily basis. Last but not least, they like to steal credits. Nothing new, right? So they will tell the management, hey, I've implemented this, I asked John to do this and that, and a lot of achievement, but they never say, John was the one who came up with it. Again, choice of words. You write him an email. If you anticipate your solution can have a positive outcome, write him an email. Hey boss, I think I'm receiving a lot of positive outcome. Can you actually acknowledge my work? And mind you, indeed, he did. He replied and I got recognized. So, the second acronym I have here is R. What is today's topic? Resilience, right? So how do you build resilience? Very important. You have to list down all the expectations. That's what I learned. So, be it nonsensical or what from this boss, you list it down. So it's clear, everybody is communicated. That's how you manage upwards. Have constant communication with him, although he may sound crazy at times, sorry to use that word, but manage him correctly. And at the same time, by listing down expectation, you are also able to have clarity to your bottom line where your subordinates follows. So everything is set correctly without any lost touch of there. Next, ensure you also build your boundaries. So we have boundaries for ourselves. It's not wrong. You can tell him, I have my family commitment. I don't work beyond 10 p.m. So you have all rights. If violates the policy of the HR and continues to insist on that, go to the HR. Last but not least, make sure, very important advice I have for you, build your support level. So this is important because you must have trusted employees as well as subordinates, because they are the ones that will actually close all the gaps for you, give you the necessary intel, and at any point of time, if people want to break you, he wants to gaslight you, to talk nonsense and saying that you're not representable, you are safe. So, building resilience is important. Last but not least, T. Can you all make a guess? What is T? Nobody want to try? It's trust. Okay. To build trust. Trust is something that is so important that we cannot go without. So, power of 3 again, when you build trust, be open, declare your intention, back up with actions. So whatever you do, you preach as you go, people look at you, they know what you are. Secondly, be a good role model. Sometimes when I change my mindset and got collaboration, I start to put myself in his shoes. Why he behave like that? Sometimes I really think I'm better than him. But at some areas, I also understand his constraint. So we started to communicate more. So when you start to be a role model, look like a leader, people trust you, they will be open to you more. And last but not least, this has been me preaching for years and years. Be consistent in all your approaches. Whatever you say, whatever you do, please be repeatable. So whenever you go, people will trust and believe that you are always consistent. So can you echo after me? What is ART? What's A, guys? Articulation, choice of words, very important. What is R? Resilience, that's where we are today. We build our resilience. And T, last but not least, trust. Thank you so much. That's all I have to share today. Thank you for my families and thank you for the organizers for organizing this. Thank you.